Well, this developing story now, fugitive Shepherd Bushiri has handed himself over to the authorities in Malawi. Reports emerging this morning from Lilongwe that police went to his house last night to arrest him, but he was not there. It's believed Interpol issued an warrant of arrest. Bushiri and his wife Mary fled South Africa in contravention of their bail conditions. Well, for the latest on this developing story, let's cross now to reporter Jack McBrams, who's currently in Lilongwe. Jack, good morning to you. Can you confirm that the fugitive Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary are now in police custody in Malawi?
Yes, apparently they handed themselves over to police in the last 30 minutes. They went to the police headquarters. I believe you saw the statement by Prophet Bushiri last night that he would make an effort to present himself to police as a show of commitment that he is not evading law enforcement. So that is his show of commitment. We're not exactly sure as to what will happen after this. But he says this is not a result of the South African government issuing a warrant of arrest, because they are not aware of the fact that a warrant of arrest has been issued. But he is here as to seek justice from the Malawi government, and he believes that the Malawi government, the Malawi police, and the Malawi courts are in a better position to offer him justice as compared to the South African justice system.
Well, he may not be aware, but I can tell you right now that a second warrant of arrest has been issued by the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria here, and we've seen a statement that's been issued by the Hawks. Is it your understanding from what you are hearing he's expecting he has been handed himself over to the Malawian authorities, he's expecting not to be extradited back to South Africa?
I spoke to a senior police officer, police commissioner, I've been speaking to police commissioner over the past 2 or 3 days, and he says the warrant of arrest will only take effect once a red alert has been issued on the Interpol system, and as of now, that red alert has not been effected on the Interpol system. So an arrest cannot be effected in Malawi unless that system starts showing. So I do not believe that the extradition will happen as quickly as the South African government would wish it for it to happen.
Okay, Jack, just clarify for us at this stage, is it only Shepherd Bushiri who's handed himself over, or is it together with his wife Mary?
It's both him and his wife have handed themselves over to the police.
So as we speak, the couple are in Malawian police custody, who are saying they are waiting for that red alert to be issued by Interpol. But we understand that Interpol is also looking for the couple now.
I actually went onto the Interpol website yesterday and the day before yesterday and even today. There is no red alert, because once a red alert has been issued, the fugitives instantly come onto the wanted list. You can check it for yourself on the Interpol website. The Bushiris have not been listed as wanted persons, so I believe the red alert has not been effected by Interpol.
Okay, what should we expect for the way things would play themselves out next now? He's handed himself over, together with his wife Mary, to the Malawian police. What should we expect next? What happens next in Malawi now?
I think once that red alert comes into effect, I think they will start a long court process of fighting the extradition. And I think it's going to be a lot of long months or even years before the couple are extradited to South Africa. So it's not as simple and straightforward as it looks. There's a whole legal process. There's a whole process that has to play out before they are extradited to South Africa.
Yeah, and here in South Africa, the legal process is continuing. We understand tomorrow, of course, he and Mary were supposed to be appearing in court, and the authorities here have said if he doesn't appear in court tomorrow, they're going to seize his assets. Is there an awareness of the seriousness of the crimes or the charges that the couple are facing in South Africa, in Malawi?
I think people are aware of that, and I think even the Prophet was aware that these are the risks that he was taking in fleeing justice from South Africa. But like I said, him and his wife handing themselves over to the police and not as a result of the warrant of arrest by the South African police. You should be aware that on the very first day that he gave this interview on Saturday, he had emphasized during the interview that he, as one of these commitments, he would hand himself over to the police. So I think that this is in keeping with his promise that he had made, that he is not a fugitive and he is only here to seek justice from his government. So it is on that understanding that he has handed himself over to police, not because the South African police or the South African government have issued a warrant of arrest.
Well, we'll have to wait and see then what's going to happen in the next few weeks, few months in Malawi. Thank you very much for your time, Jack McBrams there on the line to us from Lilongwe. That's the breaking news at this stage, and Jack confirming at this stage that both Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary, who are fugitive from South African law authorities, have handed themselves over to the police in Malawi, not because of what South Africa has done or planning, but because they just felt that they must get into that custody in Malawi. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process to get them extradited back to South Africa to face those charges of fraud and money laundering. Meanwhile, that case will proceed in court tomorrow. We're going to have to wait and see now how the South African authorities plan to put pressure on the Malawians to extradite Shepherd Bushiri and Mary back to South Africa, because pressure certainly must be applied between the two governments. He has to come back here with his wife and face the music, as they say. That's the breaking story at this hour, but there's